He knows.
James Helder, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. With me, I've got none other than Lawrence OKOLIE.
Yeah.
We're at Lawrence's unveiling press conference today. First professional press conference for yourself.
Yeah.
How'd you find it?
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, it took some getting used to because I'm not really used to having so many cameras pointed at me with lights. You can't really get to grips with what's going on, but you just have to just get used to it, soak it up, and just be happy that there's so much interest in me and the other Olympians.
Indeed. You're coming, off, as you mentioned, off the back of the Olympics. Huge springboard and platform for you. How do you think that will help you and stand you in stead for the future?
I think it's going to stand me in good stead because there was a lot of pressure on all of the boxers coming from the GB setup to qualify for the Olympics and then go out there and fight. You know, in the qualifiers, every fight, if you don't win it, you're not going to Olympic Games, and that dream's gone. And then once you get out there, you know, millions of people are going to be watching from not just England, but from, you know, France, from all over the world. So having that kind of pressure, not just of the crowd that's there, but knowing the amount of people back home watching you, having to deal with that and still go and perform to the best of your ability and not let that get on top of you, it really helps. So by the time it comes to boxing and pro arenas, you've already got a little bit of a taste of it.
No doubt there was no end of suitors and potential offers on the table for yourself. What was the reason that you chose to sign with Matchroom Boxing and head in?
I feel like I've been a fan of boxing since I started boxing, and the best sort of shows I've seen and the ones that have brought out the most excitement have been with Matchroom. So I've always had that sort of interest in them. And then by the time the offers came, knowing what they could offer in terms of number of fights, amount of exposure, and the sort of feel of it, because I mean, I'm the sort of person, as much as, you know, I'm a boxer day in, day out, I'm training, having, you know, wars in the gym, going for runs when I don't want to run, doing weights when I don't want to do weights, all of that stuff. So I'm a fighter, however, I enjoy all of the media side of it, and I feel like the media attention and excitement that comes with Matchroom better suits me.
What was Eddie Hearn's initial plan then, if you don't mind telling me how things are going to go? What was said to you in terms of how many dates, how many fights, what's the plan, the level of competition you're going to go in?
Yeah, so it's eight fights in year one is what we're scheduled for. So hopefully I can get more if I have like 2 in 2 weeks and so on. So a minimum of 8 fights, and push on us quick. Like, we're gonna take steady steps, because obviously I'm the sort of person who enjoys being thrown in the deep end. We saw it on the GB team. I got on the GB team, had my first fight in November 2015, first international fight, and then by April 2016, so 4 or 5 months later, I'm winning the European qualifiers and I'm booked myself a plane to Rio. So I'm the sort of person who enjoys, you know, big occasions, fighting with a lot of pressure on my shoulders. That's the sort of thing that helps me to perform, helps me to train. So I want it to be the exact same thing in the pros. Obviously there's a lot more risk because for some reason there's a lot more like keeping your O in that. But me as a person, as much as I'm a winner and I want to be a winner, O's and being scared of fighting this guy, that's not something that comes across me, because it's all about being confident and believing that you are the best, and I'm going to demonstrate it to myself and the world.
I can certainly say you're not short of confidence. I follow you on your Instagram and social media. I've seen Instagram posts where you've put out pictures of every cruiserweight practically in the country. Tagged them in the photo and told them, make sure they know that OKOLIE's coming.
That's where it is. I mean, at the end of the day, like when people are my weight class, I'm an extremely competitive person. That's the bottom line. If you're on my weight class and you're in my path, I have to let you know, because we all know underlying, this guy's my weight, that guy. But I'm not afraid to, you know, let you know I'm here and you should be ready, because that's the sort of thing that, like I said, I enjoy big occasions and pressure. So if I let you know, you and me are definitely going to fight one day, when that fight gets made, there's a little bit of pressure. We've spoken about this. I can feel it. So, yeah, man, I'm interested. I'm interested in just dominating, because I've got all the physical attributes. I've got the mental attributes. I just need to get experience and the real belief. Because I've got self-belief, but the real belief comes when you've done it. So I can do 12 rounds in the gym now with different people, fair enough. But when it comes to fighting that with one person who's trained for you, we'll find out. I'll find out about myself when I'm getting hit with body shots and it's hurting, when I'm getting hit with 10-ounce gloves, how am I reacting to it? That guy's a really big puncher. What do I do when I go back to the corner and I find it hard? So I'm really excited to find out about myself. But from what I know of myself, because I like to, look deep within myself, I believe I've got more than what it takes to be one of the best cruiserweights that this country's ever seen and the world. But, experience, doing the right things at the right time is what's going to be the difference.
The rumour mill's been going for a long time. A lot of people say that you carry a lot of power. There's rumours that you knocked down Anthony Joshua quite concussively in sparring. Is there anything you can tell us about that situation?
I can tell you about this, everything you said. Do I carry power? Absolutely. But I don't think that my main thing is being a power puncher. My main thing is being rangy and having good boxing skills, and when I do land shots, they do hurt. But in terms of with AJ, like I said, to keep going back and forth with it's a little bit counterproductive in my end, because I feel like if I say yes, it happened, it gives something to rumour, and if I say no, it didn't happen, it's still giving something to rumour. There's been a lot of rumours. David Haye's hurt his ankle, this, that, and other. Rumours are just something that happens when there's a lot of people interested in something with a lot of speculation. But I just can't. I just don't want to give anything to it.
Have you chosen a moniker for yourself yet? A nickname, a ring name that's going to follow you about?
I feel like I find it hard to do it myself. So I don't know if I get given one that I enjoy, then I'll go with it.
May I suggest one?
Okay,
you've been thinking at the IFL TV for a long time about monikers for yourself. So check this one out. Lawrence. OKOLIE. OKOLIE.
OKOLIE. What wasn't OKOLIE? Is that like a single cell? What is it again?
Let's Google it.
Let's actually, because obviously, he doesn't even know what it is. Yes.
No, I want the right scientific meaning. Could you Google it?
Yes. I was thinking one like Lightning Lawrence OKOLIE, but then I realised I wasn't the most, not the fastest boxer in the world, so am I allowed to take that one? There was Lawrence KO OKOLIE, but I haven't got enough knockouts underneath my name yet. So I don't know. It's hard to know. Lawrence OKOLIE is working at the moment.
What about Lethal Lawrence OKOLIE? Got a bit of a ring
yeah,
to
it's just I like that. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like that. Trust. No, I actually like that one. I'm not gonna lie, but that's the first time I've heard that. I'm not gonna lie. Lethal, because I like to think I'm quite lethal.
Yeah, obviously I will take full royalties.
Yeah,
for
trust.
that on t-shirts.
Trust. You know, I don't like it no more. I don't like it no more. That joke, but definitely.
Brackets, OKOLIE.
Yeah,
small brackets.
Yeah. If we find out what it means, I still don't know yet. But yeah, lethal. I like that. I might, get Thesaurus out and look through all the L words and just see which one I like most. Lethal's winning right now, but we'll find one. What is it?
It's an intestinal infection.
Thanks for that.
OKOLIE is an intestinal infection.
It's an intestinal. The only thing that I say about that I like
it's quite
is
scary.
that exactly, and also I can rip someone's guts out.
It's like body shots. Maybe you could be known for body shots.
Exactly. That's the only positive I take from that. But the only thing is, it's a microorganism, and when I attack people, I like it to be not microscopic. It needs to be massive. So I think we're going to leave that one alone.
Yeah.
But
leave
lethal,
that in the box for a little
while. That one you can put that here in the maybe pile. But lethal is very close. But we need to see how I fight as a pro. If I fight in a lethal manner, we can go. But same way, everyone's excited to see what I'm like as a pro. I'm excited. I don't know if the first round's going to go in my first professional fight and I'm going to freeze, or like I expect every other time I've come out and just done what I need to do. I'm excited to see, but we're all on this journey together, because as much as I can have all the confidence in the world, my team can have all the confidence, my friends, supporters, we're all on the journey together. We just don't know yet, but I'm excited. I really am.
Hackney-based, sort of Hackney, Dalston area. A lot of followers from that way. We've seen a lot of talent in different fields come through that way. How many people do you think will support you from that way, and how many well-known people do you think will get behind you?
I think obviously once I begin building up a profile, it gets easier to get support. But I think in the area I get a lot of support anyway. Some that I don't even realise until I walk into the Caribbean shop to get a vegetarian patty, and I get stopped. Oh, excuse me, you that boxer? And for me, it's been a wild change, because usually when strangers talk to me, like before all the boxing stuff, there's a little feel. What do you want? Where do you know me from, kind of thing. But now I have to be more like, oh yeah, I'm that boxer, blah blah blah. So it's interesting. I feel like there's a lot of support coming out of Hackney, and it's only going to get bigger as my profile increases and they realise that I'm wearing Hackney on my back, not just for one area, but for the whole borough, and then obviously London. It's going to grow. So obviously I'm doing something positive. Boxing, and it's the ultimate sport of you know, fighting for what you want. And in an area like Hackney, especially growing up in it, you have to fight for everything you want, everything you need. So I'm basically embodying that in a sport, which is fighting. And if I fight well, I get to change my life. It's the same as that thing in the borough. If you fight well, whatever you're doing, if it's going uni, working a job, starting up your own business, if you fight and you fight hard and fight well and fight smart, you change your life. So it's just the same thing. So I think Hackney's going to get behind me and I'm behind Hackney.
WBC Cruiserweight Champion Tony Bellew going up to face David Haye. Got the press conference later today. We're expecting fireworks. Firstly, what are your thoughts on that as a fight?
As a fight, I think it has the potential to be an amazing, exciting fight because both of them are big punches. I saw BJ Flores, I think it is. Is that the Tony Bellew's last? Yeah, BJ Flores. I saw him at the public workout yesterday, and he's quite, you know, he might have put on some weight since the fight, but he's quite a beefy guy. And to see, you know, Bellew, you know, drop him several times and get him out of there shows that he must have some power because what seems a big lump of a man. Haye, everyone knows what he's capable of. He's hurt a lot of people. I've watched his fights back from, you know, number one and seen he's got tons of power from early till now. So it's a fight of two big punches. Who am I leaning towards? It's going to be David Haye, especially after the public workout. He looks like he's not even putting everything into his punches at the moment with twists and so on, and he's still punching hard. But Bellew's looking sharper than I've seen him in terms of foot movement, head movement. He looks very, very elusive. So my prediction is if Haye's going to get him, it'll be early, not because of stamina issues, but because Haye's physical strength, power and experience will show. If it goes late, then that means stuff that Bellew's been working on, the slips, the steps, the feints, the jabs, the blocks, have played an effect on Haye. So if it goes late, not because of stamina, but because of a great game plan and great execution, I think Bellew will win. But I personally can't see it happening. But I'm just a boxer at the moment, so I'm not really the best with analysing other fights yet. But I think Haye early and Bellew late for those reasons.
Now, you're from Hackney, as we spoke about. Another fighter from Hackney on the card, OHARA Davies.
Yeah.
Can you give us, well, before I ask that question, it's been clear to see that OHARA's ruffled a few feathers this week. For whatever reason, people have sort of had an opinion of him, good or bad. Can you shed any light on the reason why OHARA is the way he is?
Obviously everyone goes through their own personal things, but I think obviously I grew up in the same era as him, like both from Hackney. What you need to realise is that all of this stuff doesn't get away from who you are as a person. You have to come and speak to the media, but you are a human being. So obviously you've got a crowd shouting at you, you've got people hurling abuse at you. You want to do the same back. Obviously you learn self-control and stuff, but he hasn't been, you know, media trained or anything like that, or he's just been thrown in. But I think him as a person, he thrives off of the world being against him. I think that's what gets him up in the morning. That's what helps him go for his runs. He thinks, you know what, I'm going to say this, they're going to come back at me with abuse, and I'm going to use that in training, and I'm going to use that in fight. And I think that's why he fights the way he does in a very dark, you know, hurts people. He doesn't get excited when he knocks people out, as you see, and he knocks someone out, it's the same face. I think he's that person. When his back's against the wall, I think that's when he performs. So I think he does it to get a reaction so that he can perform.
Is he more articulate than people give him credit for? Do you think he thinks about things a lot deeper than maybe people would assume?
Absolutely. I mean, when you have a normal conversation with him, he'll say stuff that sometimes even shocks me. Like, oh, does that come from OHARA? But I think obviously he might not be the best at the delivery, but what goes in his brain and what goes on deep is obviously deep stuff. But I think, you know, obviously with his stutter and whatever, it's hard for it to come out. But I feel like, if you actually listen to what he says when he's talking, obviously if he's given the time and the space to actually get it out, you'll find that he's got some deep points, you know, where he's come from, what he's had to go through. Because obviously I've heard stories from credible people in Hackney about stuff that OHARA's actually done when he was younger. So I know that the stuff for him to have changed and, you know, got to this kind of platform, it's good. It's a good sort of role model. Whatever he says and does, and whatever he says, look what he's doing. He's, you know, one of the main people on a massive show that sold out months ago. He's, you know, he's doing positive stuff.
Give us Lawrence Okolie's top 3 boxers of all time.
Of all time?
Yeah, of all time. Your favourite top 3 fighters.
Okay, my favourite.
Break it down for me.
I would say Thomas the Hitman Hands. I really like him because he's very tall for his weight and carry power, and it's something that I want to emulate, to be not just a tall boxer who just boxes. I want to be there taking people out as well. So he's definitely someone that I enjoyed.
So Tommy Hearns is at number 1?
He's...
Or number 3?
No, I don't have a particular order, but it's just that, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So he's definitely one of them. Then I'd say Muhammad Ali, but only recently, because everyone loved him for who he was as a person. But when I started looking at him as a fighter, his reactions, setting stuff up, thinking about what he's doing, he was probably one of the first that I'd seen that done that. So him also, and he was tall and rangy. And I'm always stuck with myself, because I always done off Lennox Lewis the most, because he's someone who, you know, big, strong guy, kept it long with a jab, kept it power, throw uppercuts out, just mixed it up. I'm gonna go with Lennox on that one. Yeah.
They ain't a bad 3 fighters.
Yeah.
Favourite current fighter to watch?
For me, it would be Terence Crawford. It's a bit sad because he's in the same weight class as OHARA, but Terence Crawford, I like when I actually look at him train, when I look at him fight, stuff that goes on there is just magical. I think as time goes on, people will start to realise how good he is. But right now, my favourite current fighter is Terence Crawford. Where
can people follow you on social media? Where can they keep track of what's going on in the world of lethal Lawrence OKOLIE?
It's Lawrence_TKO, so it's Lawrence with a W, _TKO on Instagram and Twitter. And once you get onto my Instagram, you'll be able to find my Snapchat where you see a bit more personal day-to-day stuff. But yeah, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Lawrence_TKO.
Right, we look forward to following your journey here on in the paid ranks. Lawrence OKOLIE, thank you very much for your time on TV.
Yeah, appreciate it.